Hello and welcome to my review of Fafnir Raan, or Raan, for the Imperial Fists for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. Now, a very special video for the channel because this is kind of the first plastic Horus Heresy miniature that I've picked up, not including the Betrayal at Calth and Burning of Prospero. That was Games Workshop's kind of first introduction of Horus Heresy into the plastic form. But now, with recent news, it seems they're going all in and producing Horus Heresy in plastic for everything, except for characters. Now, when we talk about characters, we mean like Primarchs and characters like Sigismund, right here, who's in resin. So that's great news if you've been put off by the price and also the material that they used. I mean, it's good quality resin, but if you've been put off by both of those and you are much more familiar with plastic, then by all means this is great news for you, because you can still keep with plastic and you can be part of the Horus Heresy at a cheaper price point. Now, when I say cheaper price point, at the moment it is, and Fafnir Raan, when he was first released, was £18. Then we've had the slight price increase, which means he's now £19. At £18, don't hesitate. Really decent mini and kit for the price. The box art is some of the best I've ever seen Games Workshop produce, and if this is a taste of things to come, it's going to be incredible. This is better than any of the 40k box art that we've been seeing. Better than any of the Age of Sigmar stuff. This is their best box art. I know I'm a bit biased, but it is absolutely incredible. It shows you the miniature there. It gives you 100%, so that's the size of him. Gives you a bit of a painting guide. It's just fantastic. Lovely, lovely box art. And that's the same for Dominion Zephon right here. Lovely box art, and I can't wait to pick up all of the other plastic Horus Heresy minis when they come out, and you'll see them on this channel. A great time to support the channel by becoming a member, subscribing, and using the Element Games affiliate link down below. Another thing I want to touch on before we look at the model and the detail up close, I'll go through some size comparisons and then I'll go through all of his Horus Heresy rules, is the instruction guide. Pretty decent. I mean, normally, we've been seeing like clamshell packs for miniatures. For instance, for the Sons of Horus Praetor that I've recently unboxed, that was just a clamshell pack with no build guide instructions, just a picture of the Praetor for £26.50. So, £7.50 more for a kit that is harder to build, that doesn't have instructions and doesn't come in a full box. It's hard to kind of defend that, other than the detail is better, and it always will be with resin, because you're getting that 3D detail and you're getting the depth which you just can't achieve with plastic. But for some of the miniatures, this will be fine, but for some like the Primarchs, it's not really going to work in plastic. So you've got the instruction guide. Fantastic instruction guide. Yes, it's black and white, but you know what? That's still fine. These aren't multi-pose and multi-optional kits. I think Fafnir doesn't have any options, whereas Zephon does. You can have a helmeted or helmetless version of him. But yeah, I wanted to just talk about the instructions as well, compared to the clamshell pack, more expensive Forge World offerings that Games Workshop are doing. So yeah, that's kind of like your package. Let's have a look at the miniature himself. Lovely detail on Fafnir. I think they've done a fantastic job. They've even got the kind of cutouts on his dual axes. He doesn't have a helmet option. Yeah, it would have been nice to have a helmet option. He has his helmet sort of strapped to his massive shield at the back with a power sword, I think that is. He's got his bolt pistol sort of hidden away, and that's another thing with this having the shield. The shield is optional. You don't have to put the shield on his back. It just attaches where the kind of vent for the power plant, ironically, is sat. So you don't have to have that on at all. You can leave that off. Completely up to you. I've put it on because, you know, I like to give myself a hard time painting things behind there, but you know, I would leave the shield off and then paint him, and then glue the shield on right at the end. But yeah, he's got a grenade there. He's got some tassets. The armor's pretty nice. He's got the Legion iconography. He's got the dual axes on his little shield thing. The shoulder pauldrons, very nice, with the Imperial Fist symbol at the top as well. He's been with Sigismund since the beginning. So there is that too. So it's very, very close with him. And yeah, I'm really impressed. For a plastic mini, for, you know, what did cost me £18, very chuffed. He's now 19, think he's just about worth it still, considering he's in that box. And I hope they just price the rest of the plastic Horus Heresy in a similar point. So let's get through some size comparisons. Let's stick with Imperial Fists to begin with. And the most kind of controversial size comparison I can make is with the big boy Imperial Fist Praetor, which is completely different to all of the other Praetors in Terminator armor. He's a proper big boy, and that's this guy. I mean, he is humongous. I'll just call him Hugh, actually. But yeah, he's like a full, almost 2 foot taller than Fafnir Raan, which is, yeah, I think they scaled this one up a bit too much. Well, that's where he stands up next to a Praetor. Tartarus armor? Anyway, it's like a bespoke armor set anyway, but it's Terminator. This is him next to an Ultramarines Praetor in Terminator armor, Cataphractii armor this time. Similar height there. Similar height. The Imperial Fist Praetor, here we go. Same size, guys, same size. So if this is a taste of things to come, I don't think that the Horus Heresy Space Marines will be like massively taller. I think the proportions will be better, but I don't think they'll be massively taller if they are going to be a little bit taller. You know, considering that this is from the same range, from the Horus Heresy plastic range, you know, we're going to be getting plastic Horus Heresy. Don't fear that your resin miniatures are going to be short or too small, or they won't fit with the plastic stuff. They will, and the same for the vehicles, I'm thinking. So that's where he stands up next to one of those. Ultramarines Praetor as well, why not? Similar kind of height, yeah, same height, especially if he had a helmet on as well. And then I don't have Rogel Dawn, but I do have Sigismund right here. It's a bit awkward to do a comparison with Sigismund because Sigismund's on the Scenic base, but pretty much the same size as Sigismund. Sigismund's got quite thin armor plates for his legs, but yeah, Sigismund's similar height. They work well together, you know. That'd be quite fun to use in, you know, in one game, absolutely destroy your opponent. But there we go. So, and then the final size comparison I like to make is just with the 3 miniatures I usually do. So we've got a normal Space Marine from 41st Millennium here, and he is a little bit bigger than him. I think everybody's a little bit bigger than him. You've got Sly Marbo, quite a bit shorter, and then you've got a Primaris Space Marine. So same size base, okay, and Primaris is a bit of a chunk taller. So if this is anything to go by, your Primaris will still be a fair bit bigger than your you know, plastic Horus Heresy. So there you go. And the last part of this video, I will be going through all of the rules for Fafnir Raan. If you just type in Fafnir Raan into the Warhammer community website, you'll find an article which includes all of his rules, and that's fantastic that they've included his rules for free. Of course, you know, it would have been great to have his full rules in the box as well. That would be a perfect set, but we've got them for free as it is. So I'll go through his rules. They're going to be a little bit different than what you're expecting compared to like Warhammer 40k, because this is kind of based off 7th edition, but still. He is an HQ unit, and he will cost you 200 points. His weapon skill is 6, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness are both 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, and a save of 2+. He is a character, and the unit may only be taken as part of a loyalist faction army. War gear, artificer armor, bolt pistol, frag and crack grenades, iron halo, the headsman and the hunter, boarding shield. Special rules: Legiones Astartes, Imperial Fists, independent character, Master of the Legion, Executioner's Tax, Shield Master, Hammer of Wrath, hardened armor, Warlord. If Fafnir Raan is your army's warlord, he has the Unbroken Wall Warlord trait rather than rolling randomly. Options: Fafnir Raan may be equipped with a teleportation transponder for plus 10 points, granting him the Deep Strike special rule. Warlord trait, the Unbroken Wall. If Fafnir Raan is the army's warlord, Fafnir Raan and all models in any Legion, Breacher, Siege squads or Phalanx Warder squads in the same detachment gain a bonus of +1 to their weapon skill for the duration of any assault phase in which they successfully charge an enemy unit. In addition, if Fafnir Raan is an army's warlord, then a single Phalanx Warder squad may be chosen as troops choice in the army's primary detachment if that detachment has the Legiones Astartes Imperial Fist special rule. Executioner's Tax. When an enemy unit successfully charges Fafnir Raan or any unit Fafnir Raan has joined, that enemy unit suffers D3 + 3, strength 5, AP minus hits. These attacks hit automatically and are resolved during the fight subphase at initiative step 10, but grant no model a pile-in move and do not benefit from any special rules that Fafnir Raan or any other model in the same unit may have. Hits inflicted by this special rule are allocated as normal for attacks made in an assault. Shield Master. When Fafnir Raan is locked in combat and his controlling player has chosen to use the single axe profile for Headsman and the Hunter, in that phase, all hits inflicted by enemy models and allocated to Fafnir Raan must reduce their strength by -1 to a minimum of 1. When using the twinned axe profile for the Headsman and the Hunter, this special rule grants no benefit. Fafnir Raan is not counted as having a boarding shield for any rules that would grant him benefits for having a boarding shield, and Fafnir Raan may ignore the usual restriction for using a weapon with the two-handed special rule while also having a boarding shield until the end of that assault phase. So there you go, a fair amount of chunky rules there. Unbroken Wall, Executioner's Tax, and Shield Master. Now let's talk about his weapons. So they're called the Headsman and the Hunter. They're his power axes. They're considered a single weapon with 2 profiles, one representing Fafnir Raan using a single axe in concert with his shield, and one representing Fafnir Raan using both axes at once. In each fight subphase, Fafnir Raan's controlling player must choose one of these 2 profiles to use for all of Fafnir Raan's attacks. Note that the Shield Master special rule allows Fafnir Raan to make use of a weapon with a two-handed special rule despite having a breaching shield. So, single axe, it's strength +2, so his strength is now 6, AP 2, which is fantastic. It's melee, Shield Master, specialist weapon, master crafted. It's got a little star, which means all hits inflicted by enemy models allocated to him must reduce the strength by -1. And then if he uses twinned axe, his strength is by +1, so that's strength 5. AP is still 2, but he gets melee, rampage, specialist weapon, two-handed, and master crafted. So there you go. You've got an option there of using his axes. You know, he's got a nice number of attacks with 4. His weapon skill is very decent at 6. He's got his invulnerable save. He's got his 2+ normal. And he's got that boarding shield, which reduces the strength of attacks as well. So very nice mini, you know, great rules, 200 points, fantastic. I did wonder whether they were going to go proper Forge World with Fafnir Raan because he plays such an important part in the Horus Heresy, but they went with plastic, and it's absolutely fantastic. I can't recommend these plastic Horus Heresy minis enough if you can get your hands on them. But what do you guys think of Fafnir Raan? Please do put your thoughts and opinions of him down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.